that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a code 55. That means no fault codes. That means no more NOx sensor code. So this is a bit of an update to my last video on my NOx sensor fault. That video is entitled How to Bypass the NOx Sensor for diagnostic purposes only. Go check that out. So this is my old NOx sensor. Between this point here, which is where the signal wire comes from the ECU, and here where it earths to the engine, you should get 0.5 megaohms. I get 0. Which basically means that dead. So my NOx sensor relocated on the back of the engine block here because it's obviously been a problem in the past for the previous owner. Ignore that green tape, we'll get to that in a minute. So you've got this connector here, what comes from the ECU. It's got a signal wire, which is the sort of grey colour, which comes from the ECU. And you've also got a shielding wire, which you can see here is not round the signal wire at the moment. That there goes through all the loom and it actually connects to over there to the earthing point. So basically that shielding earths, but it doesn't connect to anything. It just winds round there. It goes into that connector, comes out that connector, and it winds round the signal wire, and then it just sort of terminates before the NOx sensor. And then the only connection going to the NOx sensor is the signal wire, and then the NOx sensor is then earthed to the engine block. So basically what you've got is a loop from the ECU through the signal wire, through the NOx sensor and to the engine block. So with the multimeter I tested the sort of mini loom here for continuality from here to the NOx sensor, and it was basically working fine. The NOx sensor I've obviously diagnosed as being dead. And then the braiding wire here, the shielding wire, that goes to the earth over there. So basically I tested from the point where that is connected over to there, and I've got continuality, which then basically tells me that the problem is a break in the signal wire between here and the ECU. And I had a look at the connection on there, and it did look a bit possibly corroded. To clean it up, reset the code, and then the code came back again. So what I thought is the connector may be at fault. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just basically tap into the wire here and bypass it straight up to the NOx sensor there. And in the process of taking the tape off, what I noticed is somebody has already skinned a bit of this wire here, because they've obviously been testing it in the past, and that little bit of signal wire was actually touching this shielding wire, and this shielding wire is connected to the earth. So basically what was happening is it was coming from the ECU and straight to the earth and nowhere near the NOx sensor. So obviously I've just put a bit of green tape around that just to sort of make sure it doesn't touch that for diagnostic purposes. Reset the ECU codes, put the brand new NOx sensor in, which I have tested, and that does measure at 0.5 megaohms. I've been for a drive around the block and I've tested the codes, and I've got 55, which is no code, which basically means the problem is there's a bit of insulation off that wire there, and it was shorting on that. So basically what I've got to do is wind that up with some electrical tape, and job done. So the NOx sensor was only £26 as well, including the VAT. Got that from a company called EU Linko. I got it from their Spalding branch. I'll leave a link in the description so you can get yourself one of those if you need one. So if you happen to be having some issues with your NOx sensor fault code on your Nissan 300ZX twin turbo, like I did, I hope this video and the video before have helped you to diagnose what the issue is and get that sorted. If so, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.